What is going on, guys? Politics Gaming here, and today we are going to be live at Kansas City. We are going to be playing the political process out of Jackson County in the state of Missouri. And so if you're not able to read what the title says, that basically is it. We're going to be playing out of Kansas City, Missouri today. It's kind of funny because Kansas City actually is a little bit, it's kind of a little bit more really weird on the kind of county map. It's little, like, half of it's in Jackson County and then the other half is in, like, the northern county. I forgot which one that was. But anyway, yeah, we are going to be playing out of Jackson County, Missouri. We're going to be starting in the year 2000 because in the last update of the game, we were actually able to start at a custom year. So we are now able to play out of any year we want. And just so I can repeat over a lot of the big things that have happened, I've changed a couple of aspects of this game. So I have actually changed the starting year to 2000, and then the national debt of the United States is $5.6 trillion, as it was in the year 2000. So we do not have that much of a debt problem. And I also actually changed the population of the United States to 282 million. Again, it is the population of the United States at the time in 2000. So we are dealing with a budget that is more reflective of the times as they are. That man's forehead is the distance from Kansas City to St. Louis. I know, right? So yeah, we have a general revenue of $1.7 trillion, a general expenditure of $2.1 trillion, and a $371 billion deficit. I do not know how close that was to the actual deficit at the time. I don't think I was able to actually fix that, but I was able to edit how much national debt the United States actually had. Healthcare, $875 billion. These numbers are still kind of reflective off of what the game was actually total. Wow. Okay, so revenue 2.8 billion trillion, and then expenditures 3 trillion. Okay, so we're still making a crap load off of a lot of other stuff. Social Security tax. Whoa, where'd that go? Oh, okay. Here's all of our spending or money making, actually. 6.9 trillion to the unemployment insurance tax. So we're going to be starting at the state level politics. We're definitely going to be going over a couple of things. We're going to be running for, we got state representative, state senator. We're in an election year. I guess the game actually is able, we should have started in 1999. I should do Iowa next. Iowa does seem like an interesting state. Always Iowa. It's literally one of the least populated states in the United States. Hey, what's going on, gay AF? Welcome to the stream. I think, are you that gay boy from my Discord? Alright, should we actually be running for the city? Should we be managing city politics in this live stream? Or should we immediately go to state level politics? I'm going to go ahead and leave that up to you guys while I actually kind of walk over. We're going to go ahead and contact all of these organizations. And then we actually have a little savings fund of $2.5 million that I am able to use in my campaign. So we have enough. Have you ever done Indiana yet? I actually thought about doing Indiana, but I didn't. Yeah, I'm not very creative with usernames. Yeah, that's me. House district is 35, Senate district is 11, and the congressional district is 5. Let's go ahead and see who is actually our representative. We have a Democrat. We are actually playing as a Democrat, so that's going to be the first thing that we need to go over. 1998 election results. Carolina Rhodes is the state representative for us. We have a Republican senator, which we are in a flip district. 2004 election results. And then presidency, we are looking at a presidential election in this year. So hopefully we do not actually have to, we're not in the same seat as the original 2000 election. We have a Republican governor. We have a Democrat state senator, and then we have a Democrat state representative. So if we are able to do that Let's go to nation state. We have a no. Let's go to the next, see who's retiring. So we have a state senators retiring. So if we are able, let's go to state, politicians. I think we could go to districts. It actually tells us that. So we are district 35, 11, and then 5. So then let's go over to politicians. So we're district 35. So they are not retiring this year. State Senate. And then State Senate. How much does the game cost? That actually, yeah, I think about around $15 is actually how much it costs. Politicians, committees, caucuses, rankings, and then districts. We are district. What are we? District 11. I think I just saw that that person's actually retiring. Nope. They are both running for their seat again. Yeah, it's only available on Windows, so don't forget that. Florida and Maine actually have mixed senators. We have 52 Republicans, 48 Democrats. And then in the House, we have 222 Republicans and 213 Democrats. It's not able to go to governor. Governor of Missouri, he had 20,000 political points, 47% approval rating. Pretty good guy. Alright, let's go over here to jobs. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna go ahead and again leave it up to you guys. Should we go for a state level position, or should we, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and go for, state representative. Let's go ahead and do that. If we don't win, then we're just gonna be able to get our name out there. Let's go to economic. Let's go to minimum wage. Let's increase that minimum wage. Let's promise a preschool program, and then reduce the income tax in Missouri. And then we're gonna go over here to finance. Let's go ahead and donate some personal funds. I'm gonna go ahead and donate half of my savings. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with $1 million. And then $105 right off the bat. Then we have an incumbent Democrat. So it's going to be hard right off the bat. Mayor and pull a Pete Buttigieg. Okay, let's go ahead and run. Okay, we already got the name recognition, finally. Let's go to the next day. Then conduct a poll, voter intention. Evan Hawkins, we are in the lead. We're going to be playing as Evan Hawkins, so that's a big thing. Let's go ahead and do some interviews. Immediately getting a lot of enthusiasm right off the bat. Volunteers, we're not able to do that. Poll data. Let's go to finance. Getting a couple of these things. Weekly expenditures. We're getting all of this with literally only $200 a day coming in through the actual. Let's go here to fundraising. Let's increase that to tab. Okay, we're actually making a little bit more. Let's go to here. Let's do some events, do some rallies. It's going to increase our voter turnout. And let's do some interviews right before the election, and then do some last minute marketing. Poverty, Social Security. Let's get some of that Republican and independent vote. And then one last ad on minimum wage. Let's go to the election. We may not be able to win this incumbent race. Yeah, we're not going to win. Oh, we won. Oh, that's a surprise upset. District 35 State House primary results. First election we're able to run in. got a little bit of a contested race here. You should put more money in housing. Sure. In the state budgets, we're not going to be able to do a lot with the state budget whenever we're going in there. The hard part is over. So party demographics in Kansas City are in our favor. Let's go ahead and go to Senate candidate Washington Wallace. So that was looks like it was a open frame. Oh, and no. We have a Republican incumbent. We're gonna go all the way over here. We have a meeting with the representative of our district, Senate candidate. Let's see if we can actually help the Senate candidate. Not gonna be able to do much, especially since we're just now starting out in state level politics. Let's go more of these, and then advocate for moderate principles. Let's get that independent vote. Do the questionnaire, and then go to the election. Okay, little bit of a kind of slip and slide over there, but we were able to pull ahead. 6,000 votes, 4,000 votes for Kansas City. It's kind of a small margin, unless like the districts around the city are just extremely. Wow, we were looking at a major Democratic victory in this race. Missouri did not flip to the Democrats though. That's interesting. Arizona flipped. It's going to be a very different decade. We're going to be looking at a very different decade. Hopefully we don't suffer anything going on in 2008, but let's go to our first term. We have an auto-saving feature now, and then let's go ahead and be on, we had someone tell me we want to be on housing committee, so let's put ourselves on the Transportation, Infrastructure, Housing, and Community Development Committee. And that is embarrassing for Democrats. I think we can be on 2 different committees. Let's go ahead and put ourselves on energy as well. And then let's put ourselves on a moderate Democratic coalition, because we're willing to work with Republicans. We also like certain types of legislation introduced by Republicans. Let's go over to poverty. Let's get some. Okay, the first thing I really want to. Okay, foster care, social services. Let's go ahead and introduce some social services. Let's go ahead and do that. For some reason, they never ever have them have social services in the game. 25-2 out of the committee, and then let's go. We have social services and tax reform. So eliminates income taxes, creates a flat tax on income with a tax rate of 4.35%, increases the corporate tax from 1.5 to 1.7%, and then increases tax for 20. Democrats seem to be supporting it. Huh. Even the governor actually supports it. Caucus leader tells us to support that piece of legislation. Let's go ahead and let's say no to an amendment. And then, okay, we have an amendment actually. It decreases the flat tax rate from 4.35. Let's go ahead. Huh, that was funny. All right, let's go ahead and support. Lots of Democrat support on that, actually. Do you think Biden beat Trump? Personally, I don't. I could actually make a video about that, talking about since Bernie has finally dropped out. Oh, that was introduced by the governor. So 114-49. Only Republicans actually were against it. Got rid of that income tax rate and then created flat tax. Then establish 11 Republicans voted against it. They were actually from Missouri: 8, 48, 50, 59, 64, 122, 127, 138, 142, 153, and 154. No wonder our House district actually doesn't have that many voters, is literally because like there's so many people in the representatives house that there are only like a couple thousand people per district. So that finally passed, and now it is going on to the Senate, where it will be voted on. It passed committee 12-0, and 34-0 had unanimous support in the Senate now has to go on to, and it looks like we completed the challenge that we were given by one of our constituents, and then the governor has signed our bill into law. Do you think Biden could beat Trump? Personally, I don't. No, I don't. I honestly don't think. I'm pretty confident with my analysis that Joe Biden cannot win this election, especially with the president's handling of the coronavirus. I believe that it is benefiting him. You can have an argument about whether it's benefiting or hurting him, but approval numbers are showing that he is not taking a beating at the polls because of this. Let me go ahead and actually pull up his approval rating right now on Real Clear Politics, or 538 actually. Disapprove, we are looking at 44.6%, and or disapprove is actually 50%. Approve is 44.6%. We're at a high of nearly about 45 to 49% approval, disapproval. Recent polls coming out, Rasmussen actually put him at 47 to 52. Monmouth actually put him 44, 49. And then, Ipsos, I believe that's how you say it, is 40 to 55. So he's still remaining very consistent with his actual poll numbers over the past couple of months. So people are enjoying his handling of this crisis. So we are, because I think if you put more money into building housing, more people will move to your state. I don't even know if there's actually a immigration factor in this game. So I actually do not know. Oh, did someone pass? Wait, hang on. What was that? Challenges. Universal preschool. Someone, I guess, passed universal preschool. Let's go ahead and come over here. I wish that was me. I wish I actually was able to do that. Yep, state status is true. $1 billion in cost to the state. Let's go to academic grants. $114 million. Still, okay, free community college. Let's go ahead and try to get that passed. 50.2% to 72.7%. Let's go ahead and try to get that passed through the legislature. 16 to 11 in the committee. And goes to the floor. Let's go ahead and get this through and support that legislation. 107 to 56, unanimous, almost unanimous Democratic. Only 3 Democrats actually opposed it, interestingly enough. I would vote Sleepy Joe because I'm pro-Democrat, but I'm looking the way things are going, Trump will probably win. Yeah, I can definitely say that is so. 7-5 in the Senate. Hopefully he doesn't get shot down in the Senate. 19 to 15, a little more contested by there, but it was vetoed by the governor. So we're gonna have to wait until all 3 houses are actually controlled by the Democrats, with the Republican governor and with the numbers that the Democrats actually have in the state house and Senate. Yeah, we're like 2% shy of actually having a supermajority where we are able to actually get that passed. Wait, how can you play in 2001? There is actually a feature. Well, if you go to advanced options in the game, you're able to change the year you actually start in. I was able to change it to 2001, and again, if I'll actually show you this, yeah, look at that. I was actually able to change the national debt to $5.7 trillion, or $5.6 trillion, and then the population of the United States at the time in 2000 is $284 million, so, or 84 million people, so I was able to change it. Let's go ahead and keep moving through the year. Vote on the state budget amendments. Wasn't able to let me do that. Someone's introducing a minimum wage increase. Let's go ahead and say no to an amendment and oppose the amendment. Democrats were able to shoot down on amendments. Go ahead and increase that to $10. And we passed the House I've been trying to play Venezuela and Geo and not even last 10 days. Yeah, don't play as Venezuela. You're not going to be able to do anything. I'm pro-democratic, but I don't like Biden. He's too inconsistent. Like him or hate him. Like him or hate him, you cannot deny Sanders had been consistent his entire life. Yeah, that's actually a good thing about Bernie Sanders is that he's very consistent. This is a drug criminals, reducing the prison sentence from 1.25 years to half a year. And I am definitely going to be supporting that legislation. We're not going to say anything to an amendment, and let's support that in its entirety. Bipartisan support from both sides. Carbon capture and storage mandate, the governor supports it. Let's go ahead and support that as well. And we were able to break that tie, and it made it through to the Senate, but is possibly going to be shot down in the Senate. Do you support or oppose? I guess it... Huh. Guess that shot down. And now we are entering the year 2002. We are up for election again. Lots of state laws going into effect. School law is professional development. National, federal law. Legality of cannabis has been legalized. So the Democrats have finally gotten weed legalized in merely the year 2002. So that was interesting. Let's say yes to an election. Okay, what are we going to move on this time? Let's go ahead and increase the GDP per capita. Let's reduce the sales tax to 4%. And then homelessness, let's reduce that poverty level, actually. What country are you doing next in geopolitical? I am actually going to be doing the East African Federation. If you guys can hear actually cracking in the microphone, please let me know. I can hear something in my mic right now, so if you can hear something, please let me know. I'm actually in the next geopolitical simulator series. I'm actually going to be playing as the East African Federation. The East African Federation is a is a band of countries basically where they are able to they come together. They're planning to come together in 2023, and so I started the game in 2024, and then we're basically going to be okay, good thing my mic sounds fine. The East African Federation is actually it's Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and South Sudan is supposed to be in it, but the flag of the country actually shows that South Sudan is not a part of that federation, and I highly doubt South Sudan is stable enough for them to actually allow them to go in. So it's that's actually something. Let's see if I'm being contested. No, I am not, so I'm able to just fundraise this entire time. But yeah, East African Federation is going to be a pretty cool concept, honestly, so I'm excited for it. Hold that, are we... Yeah, we're getting money, but I guess they're just not concentrating that much on Missouri politics. You should try South Sudan. Huh, yeah. That'd be an interesting bunch. And budget process has ended, and we're looking at... I'm going to say no to an amendment. We're going to oppose that amendment, and then we're going to approve the increase to $12. But enough Democrats actually were able to cross the aisle, support the Republicans in shooting that down. That's unfortunate. Advocate for... Oh, yikes. What? Oh my god, we're in week 43 and we have no voter enthusiasm. Let's conduct a poll and see how much that affects it. 51 to 48. Let's go ahead and do some marketing. Let's promise free community college, for one. And... Okay, we got those numbers back up, and let's go to the next. And then, do you think the East African Federation would work in real life? And by the way, Nabe, welcome to the live stream. I have not seen you in a while. Nabe, if actually you should actually, and for those actually watching right now, go ahead and join in on this Discord right here. This is going to be my new Discord. My last one got deleted. So if you guys are actually interested, go ahead and join in on that Discord. I'll be waiting for you guys, and we can just have, you know, discussions afterward. Discord's not that active right now, so it's going to be a little dead. And I'm just kind of, you know, waiting, just kind of gradually trying to get back into it. Let's go ahead and run this election. And all right. 54 to 45, that was a little bit of a closer election. And then let's go to the next year. Why did it get deleted? If you actually remember, there's a couple of interesting people that actually raided my Discord, and they somehow I made someone mod, and then that person made other people mod, and then all of those people just very, very quickly deleted and banned everyone from the server. So that's really what happened to it. What do you do for a living outside of YouTube? I'm actually I don't really do a lot right now, especially with the coronavirus. I'm not able to actually work, so this is more so just kind of something I'm doing on the side. So I'm not exactly doing a lot right now. But I will be once coronavirus actually ends. Or, I mean, if I can make a living off of that, you know, there's always Patreon, super chatting is always available. You guys are able to support me, but just really right now I'm not doing that much. We're gonna go ahead and put ourselves on the education committee because I really want to get myself to pass. I really want to get that community college passed. 82 to 81, we are actually in Republican control now in the House. Democrats are still in control of the Senate. We still have our local district. Actually, that election's in 2004. And then 2003 election results. Hey Brady, welcome to the Discord. 2003, we're still looking at Republican control. School board election, then city council is actually controlled by the Republicans, but we have... Okay, so it's both Republican. That's interesting. Maybe we can run for mayor. Cereal bar? Someone named Vibin? No? Cereal bar. Hell yeah. It's a good name. Caucus chair. Let's go ahead and follow their leadership. And then universal preschool. Someone wants to get rid of universal preschool. Let's vote against that. Oh, oppose. Definitely oppose that. That's me. Ha. What, you want to get rid of universal preschool? Oh wait, no, you're cereal bar. Hell yeah. I always get confused. Unemployment insurance. Actually, if this is able to... Current spending levels for this program are unsustainable. I'm not optimistic about the prospect of this legislation becoming law, but it has my support. This legislation will hurt unemployed individuals and their families by reducing the assistance they receive. I reckon I will oppose it. Okay, let's go ahead and create an amendment. Okay. This is actually what I was able to do. So instead of creating a different piece of legislation, we can just go off the amendment size. Unemployment. It's a joint program between federal and state governments. A payroll tax is used to fund a program at the federal level. Tax revenue is used to help administer state programs, and at state level, tax revenue is used to provide benefits. You know what this say? Okay. Alright, so we are going to try and eliminate that deficit and try to start putting more money into... Let's go ahead and increase benefit or the tax limit to 12,000. Let's just put the tax limit at $12,000 flat. Screw toddlers' education. Hell yeah. And then unemployment tax amount, we are going to decrease that to 5,000. And then the unemployment tax rate, we're going to increase that to 3.2%. Let's go ahead and introduce that as an amendment. And then we're going to support that, but it received bipartisan opposition and decreases. So that was not able to do anything. Let's go ahead and oppose that as well. All Democrats actually were able to oppose it, but it's still going to the Senate. And then let's go here. Let's watch it move through the Senate. Expressed opposition to Medicaid expansion. Actually, yeah. Let's look at Medicaid expansion. Try to see if we can get that done on a state level. And that was refused to be granted a hearing. Nice. Not even a little bit of a chance. See what other laws we can go ahead and get passed. Poverty, permanent housing to individuals, that's already good. Public housing. Let's look at the state budget. 5 million people. We have a little bit of... Okay, we have a $7 million surplus in the state fund right now. We have negative $15 million. So we're in debt $15 million because we've been running a deficit the entire time. You can turn those breed schools into shops that sell guns, lifted trucks, and beer, which everyone in Missouri has. Who here actually, who's watching right now, who here lives in Missouri? And actually, if you can actually, everyone, tell me what state you actually live in. For example, I live in Texas. And if you don't live in the United States, what country do you live in? But for those who are stateside right now, go ahead and leave your state in the comments. Health. Let's see our situation right now. 5 million people are under health coverage. Except 1 million. Wow, we have 1 million people with no health coverage right now. Let's go to health. Let's go to Medicaid. Medicaid expansion. Wow, we really... So let's increase this to 50%. Missouri probably has one of the worst health programs in the nation right now. Hey, what's going on, Victor? Welcome. Actually, since you live in Spain, are everything over there going on okay? Let's go ahead and look at the coronavirus numbers for today. 1.5 million cases over the course of the world. 1 million active cases of coronavirus right now. 1.04 million are in mild condition and 48,000 are in serious condition. 418,000 closed cases with 329,000 people have recovered from it, and then 88,000 people have died from it. Spain is number 2 in the world, 148,000 people infected with it. Well, actually 85,000 currently infected with it, along with 14,000 deaths. Spain is extremely hard hit by this virus right now. But they're actually starting to exhibit a little bit of a slowdown in the cases they're actually getting, so they're possibly starting to hit their curve, as you've actually seen. Daily cases are actually starting to go down. They kind of peaked around between March 25th and April 1st. We have a pretty bad situation here with coronavirus. Yeah, I live in Illinois currently, but I'm moving to the southern city of St. Louis over the summer. Hell yeah, let's go with that. Let's go ahead and increase average benefits to 12,000, so we got a little bit of a higher quality of healthcare that people are getting. Access to Medicaid, 402,000. Total access to healthcare is going to be, let's go ahead and get that number to 80%. Let's increase this. Actually, that's going to be a lot of money. 60%, 4.3 million people. and then increase the number of kids that are actually able to do it. 165. No, let's go 170. China just ended the lockdown in Wuhan. I honestly do not believe... Oh, wow, that actually passed committee. That was a pretty big... Hey, finally, Nabe, thank you for joining that Discord. I don't believe China. I do not believe what's going on in China is legitimately what's going on. I believe the Chinese are actually lying. I'm not trying to say that the Chinese built it as a bioweapon, but at the same time, I do not believe that the Chinese are actually on a handle on this. And I can't really fathom that the Chinese are able to like get 80,000 people infected and then just end right there. There's no way. Yeah, I know China likes to cover things up. I'm not saying that they use it as a bioweapon, which, I mean, the numbers that we're looking at, over 1 million people infected with it right now in the world, along with maybe a couple thousand cases currently in China. I believe the Chinese have something to do with it. I believe that the Chinese possibly... I mean, yeah, Chinese have 1,000 cases right now, and they only lost 3,000 people. With how compact China is, and how many people are so close together, there is no way only 80,000 people were infected with it. There's no way. Absolutely no way. It's still currently spreading in Iran, who has a very bad PR standpoint. In the United Kingdom, there's 60,000 infected. Actually, 53,000 have gone off of active cases. 80,000 in France. 64,000 in Germany. Almost 100,000 active cases in Italy. 85,000 active cases in Spain. And then almost 400,000 cases active right now in the United States, with 14,000 dead in the United States, 17,000 in Italy, which is the largest number right now. And the United States is on track to actually overtake that. I'm predicting possibly more than 25,000 people are going to die from this. There is 9,000 cases in my state right now, and there's no absolute way that the Chinese were able to get a lock on it. Anyway, since I'm a little too distracted, let's go ahead and keep moving through this game. We're going to go to the floor debate for that Medicaid expansion. Increases Medicaid eligibility rate from 22% of the poverty level to 60% of the poverty level, increases benefits to $12,000, and increases Medicaid child eligibility from 155% to 170%. The current healthcare equality provided by Medicaid is adequate. No, it is not. Come on, Morale. Come on, Mitchell. You are lying. That is not. We have 1 million uncovered people. We have 1 million people that are not covered by health insurance. Medicaid recipients deserve higher quality of healthcare. I support this legislation, and we are. The governor actually opposes it, so that's going to be kind of hard. But we got 65% of the legislature to actually support it. No Democrats actually voted against it. We had 25 Republicans actually help us on it. Please don't be shot down in committee. It gets through the Senate committee. India, like China, claiming things are getting better, which there is a lot of BS. And yeah, in India of all places, is literally actually, India literally keeps having these massive festivals with like thousands and thousands of people joining together, and it has been vetoed by the governor and it will not become law. Damn it. Did not get that supermajority to get passed. Let's introduce another one. Let's go to Medicaid. Let's do 40% and then 160%, and then still increase those benefits to 12,000. Gets through committee 16-11, and governor still opposes it. Let's support. and it gets the same numbers, we're not going to be able to get that through. 8-4, and the governor opposes it again. India claims it only has 5,000 confirmed cases. Let's New York has 130,000 active cases right now. New Jersey has 45,000. Michigan has 19,000. California 17. Louisiana right next to me, 16,000 active cases. I actually almost had to go to Louisiana, so that would have been fun to document that. Education, let's see what other things we can actually get past. Comprehensive sex education, let's go ahead and try to get that into law. And, yep, Fairchild refuses to grant a hearing. New York is bad. If I get, man, I swear to God, if I get demonetized because I'm saying, not because I'm talking about it, I swear to God. You guys better reimburse me. I need some super chats just to, I need some super chats just to get through it. No. Actually, for those who are actually dedicated viewers of mine, I am actually going to be starting up on a, let me actually look at the status of it. There is actually a guy who's contacted me, and he is wanting me, he's actually wanting me to join on something called Pledsto. It's actually a microtransaction network, much like Patreon, to where instead of having a minimum, like where I think the lowest on, at least on my Patreon, the minimum that you can actually do is actually $1. But on this one is actually built for microtransactions, so you're actually able to contribute as little as 10 cents to my projects. So if you guys are interested in that, and enough people I can actually get on board with that, that would actually be awesome. And again, you can literally contribute as little money as you want, and it still goes to me. So it's actually going to be really cool once that actually debuts. I've already contacted the guy back. Funny enough, he actually was emailed me a couple of times, and I haven't been doing much this week. So if you guys are interested in doing some microtransactions that are going to go my way, I will be debuting that pretty soon. Let's go to sales tax and decrease that as an election promise. And that failed committee spectacularly. 17 voted against it, 10 voted for. Let's keep going through that. It's not letting me do the state budget. Interesting. We got a lot of Republicans actually on our side. Okay, we're definitely getting some things passed, actually. We're able to vote in line with Democrats and Republicans alike. The moderate Republican caucus and the moderate, or the progressives actually, like me a lot more. Let's all agree to call cookies. So, for example, you can say my grandmama gave me cookies. Ooh, oh my God, come on. It's kind of mean. You know how confused people would get from that? Just like, yeah, I went to New York and my grandma gave me cookies. So, I hope we can have crowds by the time for the debates between Trump and Biden. See, my prediction on this is actually, I don't think, until the vaccine actually is able to come out, I wonder if the general election debates will be virtual. That would be interesting. Okay, so we are in a primary season. So that's why the debates are going on. We're still going to have outbreaks after the lockdowns are up. And we're going to have a hard time with this until they actually release a vaccine. So once the lockdowns actually come up, there's going to be this massive congregation of people that are going to be going out to eat, they're going to be going to parties, they're going to be going to work, they're going to be doing a lot of different things. And State Senator Alyssa Richards will not seek re-election. Should we actually run for State Senate? Or we have a representative position, should we actually run for the federal legislature? By the way, Steven Jimenez, I actually like your profile picture. It's pretty interesting. But wow, we only have a 50. Wow, our approval rating has actually gone down. But once that actually happens, and especially if they try to get this lockdown done by election day, there's going to be a lot of transmission happening on election day. And the thing is that this virus is not like the flu. This is not like the flu. The vaccine could take years or even decades. The whole 12 to 18 month process is completely BS. We have to make sure the vaccine is stable. Well, I would have to disagree with that because I've studied disease for about 15 years. I've been studying disease for a long time, and I can kind of disagree with what you just said, because if anyone actually wants to have a discussion about this on a later live stream, or I mean I can join in on something soon, that would actually be pretty interesting, so I could actually discuss it with you, so I'm not just talking to a screen. So we have state senator and representative. Let's go to the next week. We have state senators, U.S. House of Representative, we have a senator position, and then we have a party chair for the State House Campaign Committee. State House, so what should we actually run for? Should we run for Senate? Actually, we're a state representative running for a Senate position in a mixed state. I mean, we're a Democrat, so we're going to be able to get those cities actually on our side, which is actually some of the big things. And interestingly enough, actually in the last election, in the presidential election, I believe Kansas City was actually trending way more blue. Kansas City was actually trending a way more blue to a point to where actually it almost made Missouri actually flip. Actually, let me go ahead, look at some of the numbers from the 2016 election from Missouri. Missouri, 56.4% for Donald Trump, 37.9% for Hillary Clinton. 10 electoral votes were awarded to President Trump. Kansas City was 55.5%, or Jackson County actually was 55.5% for Hillary Clinton, 38.1% for Donald Trump, 3.6% for Gary Johnson. North of that is actually Clay County, which is the other half of Kansas City is in, and that was 51-40. So that was about an 11-point difference in Clay County, and then about 15-point difference in Jackson County. There were only four counties actually that voted for Hillary Clinton in Missouri. That was actually St. Louis City County, St. Louis County, Boone County, and then Jackson County. Jackson County is Kansas City, Boone County is home to Columbia, and then St. Louis County is the outskirts, the suburbs of the city of St. Louis, and then St. Louis City County is its own consolidated city district. City-county, let's go here, run for Senate, it would be interesting. Yeah, let's go ahead and run for Senate. Let's go for that. Let's see if we can actually run for that Senate position, and let's promise lower income taxes, a universal preschool program, and then let's run on Social Security as well. So we have a zero name recognition right now, only $500,000. Let's go ahead and do a thing. Let's go to the next day. Let's see what our finances are looking like. And then I can go ahead and train all staff. get those numbers up. Let's run some internet ads, get my name recognition up, $100,000. And then let's look at our opponents. We have an incumbent Republican senator. We're in an open Democratic primary. I was doing 2020 elections and China rigged it and Chuck Schumer won. Oh my god, that's horrible. I'm sure most people would get it. Even if the vaccine comes out, people refuse to take it or give it to their kids. We can't rely on herd immunity in some areas because so many people are not being vaccinated. Well, that's also because, I mean, Jefferson, Boone County. Yeah, let's go ahead and start concentrating on a couple of these districts. Going to Buchanan, Lincoln County. If you guys actually know any strategic way of looking at these counties, please let me know. Let's do St. Louis County, just to make sure we're going to be able to get into their Jefferson County as well. Let's run all of those. Marketing. Let's do some polls. Let's do a voter intention poll. Priorities. And then just do some economy, education, taxes, poverty. I think that's going to be it. Evan Hawkins is definitely going to be getting that Democratic nomination. 70, or so it's healthcare, economy, and education. Let's go ahead and change those accordingly. So it's healthcare. Let's increase access to healthcare. It was healthcare, economy, and education. So let's increase the per capita income. And then education is going to be the last one. Let's promise a universal preschool program. I was in a cold north. Let's also actually start opening a bunch of field offices. Finance, got a lot more of these. Let's say no to the House of Representatives. So we're in a 2004 election. So next one we're going to be running in is 2010 if we're elected senator. Automate events, protege campaign. Let's keep going. Let's do 131,000 into name recognition. Really trying to get that name recognition through. St. Charles County, Jackson County, it's our county, Jefferson County, which is actually a little more Republican. Television, let's get some ads going, 43,000. Wow, we are looking at a more conservative base. Let's do some polling. Voter intention, 94-5, we're going to be winning that. So once actually we're able to, let's look at some of these. So majority support raising minimum wage. Majority support increased government spending to improve the economy. 26% of Republicans don't support that, but independents and Democrats actually support it. You should do an attack ad on the economy. Once we actually are able to get into the general election, I will start running a lot of attack ads depending on what his stances are. If he has like a clean slate, we're not going to be able to do a lot. 52% support increasing teacher salaries, 63% support free community college, and then 77% support universal preschool, which we are running on. So right now it is going to be decrease, and an increase. Those are the majorities of tax rates for all incomes. So decreasing, that's supported by a majority of Democrats, but less than a majority of Republicans and independents. So maintaining, decreasing, wait, that's for, okay, so that's for middle income. So maintaining 45, decreasing 48, and then increasing is very unpopular. So that's not an option. then increasing tax rates on upper income households, supported by like almost a plejority. What do you call that? Plethora? I think it's a plethora or something like that. 51% support report preferring a flat income tax. 31% of Democrats like it, 67% of Republicans like it, and then half of independents actually like it. And then poverty options, we have less than a majority actually support government aid to the poor, so I can actually probably drop that on my campaign platform. 52% support decreasing income inequality, 82% of Democrats like it, 29%. A little bit of a majority of independents actually like it, 75% like Social Security, and then 38% support cutting federal food stamp programs. Let's keep going and open more campaign offices. Do some of the phone banking, not just. Let's do some of those as well. So we got $86,000 we're spending on our campaign right now. We're getting a lot of money from other people, from other sources. Jasper County, St. Louis County, Jackson County. And let's do some door knocking. And marketing. Let's do some universal preschool ads. Say that we do support that. Infrastructure, health, Medicaid expansion, we do support that. Looks like Republicans didn't like that. And education. Let's do free community college for those who like it. Hopefully we win this primary. Please win, please win. Okay, 60-39, interesting election. Wow, we are extremely behind in voter turnout. We are extremely behind. 530,000 for me, 342,000, right? 1.3 million people voted for the Republican candidate. We have a struggle ahead of us. Yes, we do. There's a larger base of supporters than us, so we're going to have to steal some voters if we hope to win. That means we need to adjust our campaign platform to appeal to the largest possible audience. Independent voters will be very important. Voter turnout will also be important. If we can increase your voter enthusiasm while decreasing the voter enthusiasm of your opponent, we may be able to sway the voter turnout in your favor. With a good strategy, with a little luck, we may be able to win. Yeah, we are really lacking in turnout. Hey, what's going on, Isaac? Welcome to the live stream. I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, let's go ahead and go to our policy. So this was a little bit half. So we're going to say more good. Or decrease, increase. This was another one. Let's go to poll data, and increased government spending to improve the economy. A majority of independents and Democrats actually support it. We need that Republican base. That Republican base is going to help us out. So we need to drop a couple of things to get that Republican support. So let's go for a flat tax, I believe. I believe the flat tax actually was supported by a majority of people, even Democrats. Yeah, 51%, so that's 31, 67, and then 50. Well, actually, only half of... Okay, yeah, 67% of those Republicans actually do like that. Are you ever going to play a Republican? Yeah, really depends on where. The only reason I kind of like to play as Democrats on this game is actually literally because you need the guy to die or murder someone to win. Yeah. But yeah, the only reason I kind of have him playing as a Republicans is because I feel like in the game, and plus, I mean, I do like to be playing out of the big cities, and in the bigger cities, they require you to play as a Democrat. So it's 43-56 right now. So let's start doing rallies. We need to start doing some rallies. Got a lot of candidates. If we play our cards right, we're able to actually get a lot of these down ballot races to go in our favor. Let's go to marketing. And then income gap, universal preschool. Let's go to free community college. That actually gets a little bit of Republican support. What other flat taxes? Let's go ahead and get the Republican support right there. That actually helped us a little bit. Let's go ahead and run another ad on flat taxes. $500,000 for that. Because we need at least maybe 55 plus in support for our Republican base to actually get us in there. We need to get that voter enthusiasm up. Effect on public opinion does have a very strong element to it, actually. 105,000 people are going to definitely be voting for us. Playing a Republican out of New York City would be a good thing, good challenge. Yeah, but I think that's nearly impossible, actually. 150,000. Let's go ahead and shoot for about 300,000, since we're actually getting like about 20,000 people to join our ranks every rally that we're doing. 273,000. Let's do a couple more of these rallies. 300,000. We're good. Interviews. Let's do more of those. 37, week 37. We're going to continue. Let's hit hard on Social Security. 1.5 million in that. 57% of Republicans actually like that. And then we're going to do more rallies. Let's do that all the way into week 40. 360,000 people are essentially going to be voting for us. Let's do some fundraising, 10 hours of fundraising, and then go over to marketing. Let's go over to crime. Have Medicaid expansion. Yikes, that got rid of a lot of our Republican support. Let's do... let's do that flat tax again. 1.2 million, 54% actually supported that. Let's do some more rallies. Increase that to 400,000. Let's do some bipartisan, get that independent support. We're 66% on independence. And let's do a poll, voter intention. Evan Hawkins, we are in the lead in this next poll. We are in the lead. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's open more field offices. Let's put that number to 40. And let's do some more door knocking as well. 35% of our operations. We're going to go ahead and cut yard funding, sales, whatever. 381,000. If we can actually get that to 400,000 by election day, we are probably actually going to be able to win. So we are definitely... let's run a trial on economic growth. We need to win this election. Let's go to the last day. Let's do those rallies. Topped it off at 400,000 people were going to vote for us. Universal preschool. Let's do $1 million into that. 54% on that. And then tax rates. Free community college. The Republicans actually supported that. Okay, that just got our enthusiasm up, honestly. Got a lot. Really lacking on economy, especially economic growth and minimum wage. Total effect is doing a negative for us, but we're doing we're doing really good on education, as well as taxes and crime and, no, that's healthcare. Universal healthcare, Republicans actually support our positions on that, as well as Medicaid expansion. I believe the Medicaid expansion was actually the one that hurt us. If you guys actually have any other suggestions before I go to the next day, please let me know. 500,000 into Social Security, 55% on that, 51% approval rating for us overall. Then we're going to do one last fundraiser. Let's go to the next day. Okay, we got some counties going for us. North of Kansas City. The Kansas City metropolitan area is going to be a very important factor. We lost one county. So if we can win these counties right here, around here, we won Clay County. St. Louis County going to do a lot for us. We won Jackson County. Jackson County is in our favor. We did not win Jefferson County. Jefferson County is not going for us. We're really not seeing a lot of good things out here. Hey, what's going on, Governor Vogel? Welcome to the live stream. If you everyone will actually say hashtag Governor Vogel. Okay, we won St. Louis County. St. Louis City County is probably going to throw us over the top. If we can actually win a couple more. No, we're not. Wow, that was extremely close. We really did a bad job. This county actually, we were not able to perform well in any of the Kansas City metropolitan area. Even in the St. Louis metropolitan area, we were not able. I tried making a moderate Republican in New York City, but only managed city council and played on normal. So we did a very bad job performing well in the outskirts of the areas. Right around. We were not able to perform anywhere in the rural areas. We were extremely close in this election, 50.9 to 49.1. 1.387 million votes to 1.340 million votes. How about Minnesota going, Governor Vogel? How is Minnesota going, Governor Vogel? Yeah, very close Senate election, but let's go ahead and watch the presidential election. Looks like, ooh, it's going to be a little bit of a close one. Nope, it's going to be a Democratic victory again. Missouri again flips in a Democratic or Republican favor over the Democrats. It's really interesting in this game. Usually Missouri is actually one of the states that actually follows a lot of other states. The states that have the most kind of back and forthness in this game is Missouri, Indiana, Ohio, the Rust Belt right here, New Hampshire, Virginia, North Carolina, and Florida, as well as Arizona in some cases, as well as Nevada. Alaska very rarely ever actually goes toward the Democrats, but they usually go back to them in the next election cycle. Let's go to the year 2005. Let's see what elections are happening in this time. And then if there is a mayoral election happening, then we can actually do that. Nope. Looks like 2005 is going to be a no election year for us. So guys, if you guys like this video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Please support me on Patreon if you can. These are hard times, and if you are able to actually support me, please go to my Patreon and support me and join the Agrarian Party. The Agrarian Party continues to grow every single time that we have a new member. So if you are interested in supporting me on Patreon, please support me on Patreon. Funny how in-game Florida always goes for the winner. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about, is that those... Let's actually check on our healthcare. Still a million people out of health insurance. If we can actually run for a governor position, that would actually be very interesting. What do you think about the COVID antibodies test? I think that actually is a good idea. I don't know the after effects. You know, there could actually be after effects, but that shouldn't scare you away from trying. This is a brand new virus, and we're all in this together. And actually, before I go, I'm actually going to go ahead and look at the exit polls for the presidential election. Let's see, Alaska, 51 to 48, very close in Alaska. Delaware, Florida, 52 to 47. Independents really made that race. Florida is actually going to be a state I really want to play in sometime soon. Illinois, Indiana, 50 to 49. So in Missouri, let's actually check Missouri. Let's see what happened over there. Missouri, that was 50 to 49. Very close, very similar to the Senate election. And then Senate. Let's see what happened in the Senate. Democrats gained 3 seats. We could have made that a 4th seat if we actually won that Senate race. But Democrats were able to pick up seats in Arizona and Iowa, as well as Florida. So those were the changes over there. In 2002, actually, we were not paying attention to a lot of these Senate elections. Republicans were able to pick up in Colorado. Democrats are actually in control of Arizona now. That's actually really, really interesting. Class 1 and then Class 3. So Democrats are in control of both. Interesting. Didn't even bother to campaign in other states. When I played the presidential election, I focused on Florida and Texas. That got me the majority. Didn't even bother to campaign in the other states. Nice. Interesting. House elections. We are looking at a democratically controlled House by 28 seats. And governorship, we had an election in 2002. So actually, 2006, we're looking at a governorship election. So if we can actually run for governor in the state of Missouri, we could actually do that. We would just be going against the incumbent. 764,000 votes to 578,000. It's like a 200,000 vote difference, and we were able to swing in about 400,000 votes from other places. So that's why we remain really close. Senate election, mayor 2003. Next one is going to be in 2007 actually. 2007. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this live stream right here, guys. If you guys like this, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Again, please join in on this Discord that I'm posting the link in the live stream chat right now. Everyone, thank you for joining in on this live stream. I really, really appreciate whenever I'm gone for a little bit and then I come back and you guys are excited to see me, and I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more work. We're gonna be I'm gonna be working on the East African Federation here soon. You're gonna be seeing that on on what do you call it, YouTube soon. I just need to really make an intro for it. So if you guys are actually wanting to help me make a video intro for it, I will what do you call it, credit you for that. But again, guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Please go support me on Patreon, and then also wait for me to actually start up that that new service where you can donate as little as 10 cents to me to support me in my projects. So you can now change the dates. Yep, you can. That's why I actually started off in the year 2000. But yeah, everyone go to my Discord and go ahead and start discussing stuff in my Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.